Joining us in a CNBC exclusive to talk about the results is Brendan Kennedy, CEO of Tilray. Welcome back, Brendan. Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. We couldn't be more pleased with our results for Q4 and for 2018 overall.
Yeah, tell us about it a little in some detail. So it looks like the revenue growth was better than expected, but losses are widening. What's happening inside the business?
Yeah. Sure. Revenue jumped 110% for the year and 200% for Q4 compared to last year. We now have 7 facilities processing and manufacturing up and online across Canada and Europe. And it just takes a while for a net new facility to turn on, essentially. So we build them, we start planning plants in them, and it takes about 6 months from when you flip the switch until product is coming out. And so that creates costs that it takes a while for the revenue to catch up.
On that point, Brendan, do you feel like you're still in a bit of a sort of land grab phase in your industry, and therefore will you be happy if you're still loss making for how much longer?
Yeah, we finished the year with about $500 million in cash on hand, and we'll continue to invest it and deploy it. Right now, Canada certainly is important. But when we look globally, the United States and Europe are orders of magnitude more important, larger. And so we're looking to aggressively deploy capital in the U.S. and Europe.
In light of that, Brendan, I mean, obviously, I was going to say the market obviously views your company, your stock, as a way of expressing a view on broader legalization for recreational use and all the rest of it. How in that context, though, do you plan right now to compete? And what I mean by that is, do investors get simply kind of a call option on the fact that this is going to be a big legal market someday? Or is there something that's proprietary, that's branded, that they can hang their hats on?
Well, I think this is a global growth opportunity, right? Our revenue last year jumped 110%. Last quarter, 200% compared to the previous quarter, previous year. There aren't a lot of industries where that is happening right now, and we expect that growth to continue. When we look globally, we're seeing country after country legalize medical cannabis. We're seeing additional countries and U.S. states look to legalize for adult use. And standalone, the U.S. CBD opportunity is a massive opportunity when we look at it. Obviously, with the passage of the Farm Bill, we acquired a company called Manitoba Harvest, the world's largest hemp food company. And when you think about retailers like Albertsons and Amazon and Whole Foods and Costco looking to put CBD products on their shelves, they're going to go with a brand that they know and a supply chain they trust, like Manitoba Harvest, which was part of the rationale behind that acquisition. We think we can use that supply chain in the U.S. To bring CBD products, hemp-derived CBD products, to market quickly.
Yeah, I mean, Canopy Growth has been working on that as well. What about your partnership with Anheuser-Busch? How's that going? When can we actually start seeing cannabis-infused drinks on the market?
So I think we'll see them first sometime in Canada, sometime in October. It's looking like around October of this year, we'll see products come to market. Right now, that relationship, that partnership with ABI has been focused on formulations for time to peak effect and flavor form factors, and that's progressing well. We also announced last year an agreement with the Sandoz division of Novartis. It's a global agreement, and we expect to deploy medical products into about 6 new countries this year. And then also Authentic Brands Group. We look to bring CBD products to market under brands such as Nine West in the U.S. before year end.
Brendan, you mentioned some of the geographic expansions you're focusing on. What's your expectation 5 years from now on which will be your biggest markets, and gauge the percentage breakdown you expect that to be?
That's the most difficult question you can ask. What's knowable is that there's a global growth opportunity around medical cannabis. Today, we started this year with 41 countries. I think we'll finish 2019 with about somewhere around 50 countries. Next year, 60 countries. And so there's this global growth trajectory that we know about, and we can forecast that. There's also a global growth opportunity around hemp-derived CBD products. There's about 50 countries that have legalized that, and so we can map that out, including the United States. We can deploy capital and invest accordingly. What is unknown, and the big unknown, is sort of the third opportunity, which is adult use markets in countries around the world. Today it's Uruguay and Canada. We know that a half a dozen countries are looking at it. I expect 3 or 4 countries to legalize cannabis for adult use in the next 18 months. And so that's a harder opportunity to predict. If 5 years from now we get to somewhere around 20 countries that have legalized adult use, I think that will be the biggest opportunity, but it is a bit unknown. Even CBD in the United States is projected to grow to roughly a $22 billion opportunity, and so we know that's happening, and that's why we're deploying capital strategically but aggressively to capitalize on that opportunity.
I mean, you're talking about all these bullish, exciting opportunities and scenarios, Brendan, and thanks to our reporter, Dee Roy, who covers this, for pointing this out. Why have you been selling so much stock? Do you have any clarity as to why you've pulled millions out of the stock?
Oh, I'm a significant owner of stock in Tilray, and both directly in Tilray and through a private equity firm. I started about nine years ago, and I believe in the long-term global opportunity, and that's why I started the company. That's why I'm in this.
But why have you been selling, though?
It's a very small portion of my ownership, mostly to ensure some diversification and to handle taxes.
All right, got it. Brendan, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Brendan Kennedy.